Hi, everyone. This is Jessica from Harvest Ministries. I'm really thrilled to be here. I was just wondering. First time I've done it using the studio. That's great. So yeah, thanks very much, everyone, for all of your support of Harvest Gardens. I just wanted to do a quick live video here and just say thank you so much for everybody who's donated money and time for fundraisers and has been praying for the ministry. We really, really appreciate it. And I know that 2020 has been a really difficult and stressful year for many of us. And at the beginning of the lockdown in March of 2020, I had a really good conversation with Frank, who is one of our key trainers over in Kenya. He's one of our main trainers for Harvest Gardens, and he supervises all of the gardens in Kenya. And I just said, Frank, things are probably going to get pretty difficult right now, and make sure that all of the gardens are planting as much as they possibly can, doing as much as they possibly can in their gardens, because in the next couple of months, things could be really, really difficult. And it's possible that we don't get a lot more donations or many more donations this year, which is actually what happened. We didn't get a lot of donations towards Harvest Gardens in 2020, and understandably, because people were worried about their own jobs, their own futures, and it was a worldwide thing. Everybody was really taken off guard by it and didn't know how to respond. But as a result, we have had back from Frank a really, really encouraging report of how the Harvest Gardens are doing. And so I just thought I would do a quick video and read that for you guys and just say thank you and just encourage you that in this last year that has been so difficult and so financially trying, the Harvest Gardens that have been sponsored and established all around that part of the world have been flourishing and have been a source of finances, a source of food, a source of security, a source of hope to people when they really, really, really need it. So I just thought I would quickly read that, actually. So let me just pull that up. Okay, so this is from Frank. I'm just going to read it as he wrote it. Okay, so the year 2020 was very unique across the globe to every nation. It was a year with its own uniqueness in how the news about COVID-19 was received and dealt with altogether. Kenya, like all the other countries, had her share of the uniqueness in the situation. It was common in many countries. There was loss of jobs, lockdowns, and lots of concerns of food security, among other issues that cropped up from the situation. This is a brief report on how beneficial these projects have been to the members of the group in the year 2020. Okay, so food security. He's done a couple of headings. So firstly, food security. This was one of the areas that had the biggest challenge. The announcement for lockdown was so sudden and unexpected. People were told to get all the food that they could get into the lockdown in 3 days. And this was just slightly after mid-month in March. There wasn't enough money and stocks in the shops to supply the demand. The members of the groups were so happy to have held on to these projects because they had a stable supply of food right from their backyard and farms. I got a call from two of them saying that the project was prophetic and just meant for a time like this because they had enough food for their families and some bit to share with the community members. It was not permitted for anyone to travel in or out of Nairobi or Mombasa, which are the major cities in this country. The jobless, hungry people in these cities have had food sent to them in parcels from the villages, where the Harvest Gardens are, and this is very encouraging. Okay, so in terms of time commitment, so previously people were so busy doing many things in life to earn a living, which was great. However, during this time, many realized that the things that we can actually not live without are different from their former understanding. They're realizing that farming, especially organic farming, which many term as farming God's way, and the relationship with God are some of the very few factors in life we can never live without. Members found more time on their farms, and this really helped many to come back to their senses. This was more specific to organic farming because there was no traveling, and therefore the chemicals needed for the other kind of farming was not available. Many people lost their jobs in major cities, and we had thought that the projects were not as big as they appeared during the pandemic. Several people who lost their jobs could offer themselves to work on the project farms and would be paid anything from 180 to 250 Kenyan shillings, which is a decent day's wage. So they were actually able to employ some of the unemployed people from the cities who had lost their jobs, which is amazing. Okay, the farm produce was sold at market for a good price then. This was because of the demand was so much higher than supply. Some of the businesses that began then still exist in this moment, in much as the cases are manageable here now. Okay, so medicinal plants. We write something about medicinal plants. One of the issues we encourage people to do on their farms is to plant medicinal plants, including artemisia, ginger, garlic, and aloe vera, among other kinds of medicinal plants. It just came out that they were very important in combating the pandemic. We encourage members to use the medicinal plants more often and not wait to be sick. I think it is great to mention here that we have lost none of the members of the projects, not even a family member, to this pandemic. Putting in mind that we have done 66 different projects, we are convinced that God has been faithful to us here. There have been reports of many deaths in many different places in this country, and our safety has been assured by the Lord. And then finally, he writes, we just wish to pass on our sincere gratitude to our loving God, Harvest Ministries, and the sponsors of the different projects for the great vision of getting this project to our communities. It's really helped many in different ways. We can be sure that through these projects, lives have been saved. Your obedience to your call has been a great blessing to many people and the environment at large. God bless you abundantly. So I just thought that would be really great to just take a second and read for everybody. And hopefully this video isn't too long, but just wanted to really sincerely thank everyone who has sponsored gardens and donated. And I know that sometimes the pictures don't come out of what exactly your garden is doing right now as quickly as some people would like, but I just wanted everybody to know the broad strokes of how Harvest Gardens has transformed the different communities there in Kenya and brought hope to so many, and being able to have a sustainable source of food at a time when there's no food available for purchase is just absolutely amazing. And so thank you for not only providing the food, but also the health, and nobody getting sick and nobody dying from COVID. It's just an absolute miracle. And so we're so thankful for everybody that has donated to Harvest Gardens. And I just wanted to make sure that you knew that we are so grateful.